Ladies, let's talk about something crucial today. Have you ever been hurt by a man and felt the burning urge to react, to make him feel the same pain he caused you? That's natural. But what if I told you that the most powerful response isn't anger or revenge, but silence and self-growth? In today's video, we'll dive into why choosing yourself over reaction can be the ultimate game changer. We're not just talking about relationships, we're talking about self-respect, emotional intelligence, and how to carry yourself with dignity. We'll explore real-life stories, expert psychological insights, and practical steps to transform pain into power. Stay with me until the end, because you'll walk away with a newfound perspective on self-worth, personal empowerment, and how to move forward in a way that truly serves you. Number 1, why silence is more powerful than words. When someone hurts you, the natural expectation is that you will react emotionally, cry, argue, seek closure. But what if you didn't? What if instead you chose silence? Silence is powerful because it forces the other person to reflect. When you don't engage in drama, they are left with nothing but their own thoughts. This absence of reaction can be more impactful than any words spoken in anger or sadness. Men and women process emotions differently. Women often heal by talking, sharing, and seeking comfort from others, while men tend to suppress emotions, using distractions such as work, hobbies, or socializing. When you go silent, you strip away his escape route. He can't dismiss you as just another emotional woman because you're not giving him that emotional response. Silence disrupts expectations. When a person is used to a particular reaction and suddenly doesn't receive it, they are forced to question their actions. This can lead to introspection, regret, or even a change in behavior. Silence creates a void, and humans naturally seek to fill voids. If you cut off communication, the person who hurt you will start wondering what you're thinking, feeling, and doing. This curiosity can lead them to reflect on their actions and in many cases seek to make amends. I once had a client, Sarah, who was heartbroken after her boyfriend left her for someone else. Instead of pleading for an explanation or closure, she disappeared. She focused on her own healing, traveling, working on her passions, and improving herself. Months later, her ex reached out, confused and regretful. Why? Because he expected her to be shattered, but instead she had thrived. Her silence had spoken louder than words. Silence makes people uncomfortable. In relationships, we often seek validation, even in conflict. When you refuse to engage, the person who hurt you is left to wrestle with their own emotions without an outlet. This can lead to a powerful shift in their perception of you. Instead of seeing you as weak, they start to see you as strong and independent. Instead of assuming you need them, they begin to wonder if they ever truly had you. This shift in power dynamics can be incredibly impactful. How to use silence effectively. Step back before reacting. When faced with hurtful words or actions, resist the urge to react immediately. Take time to process your emotions before responding, if at all. Focus on yourself. Use this time to invest in self-care, personal growth, and activities that make you happy. Your silence should be about healing, not revenge. Avoid social media drama. Don't post cryptic messages, sad quotes, or seek validation online. True silence means maintaining a sense of dignity and grace. Journal your feelings instead of expressing them to the person. Writing down your thoughts can be therapeutic and help you process emotions without needing external validation. Remind yourself, their actions do not define your worth. The way someone treats you is a reflection of them, not you. Silence reinforces self-respect and self-worth. The role of silence in different scenarios. In romantic relationships, if your partner takes you for granted, withdrawing communication can make them realize your value. In friendships, if a friend continuously disrespects you, silence can send a clear message that their behavior is unacceptable. In the workplace, silence can be a powerful tool in negotiations or when dealing with difficult colleagues. Instead of reacting defensively, pausing before responding can shift the dynamic in your favor. The long-term benefits of silence increases emotional strength. Instead of reacting impulsively, you develop emotional resilience and self-control, builds mystery and intrigue. People are naturally drawn to those they cannot easily read. Silence adds a layer of mystery that makes others curious about you, shifts power dynamics. The person who hurt you no longer controls the narrative. Instead, your silence forces them to confront their own actions. Encourages self-healing silence, allows you to heal without external influence, helping you move forward with clarity and confidence. When to break the silence? While silence is powerful, there are moments when communication is necessary, when you need closure for your own peace of mind, when the other person genuinely apologizes and seeks reconciliation, when holding on to silence starts to hinder your personal growth rather than empower you. Silence is not about punishing the other person, it's about reclaiming your power. It's a tool of strength, self-respect, and emotional intelligence. When used wisely, silence can help you navigate heartbreak, disappointment, and conflict with grace. Next time you are hurt, consider the power of silence. It might just be the most profound response you can give. Number 2. The art of moving on without seeking revenge. Heartbreak is one of life's most challenging experiences, especially when it comes from betrayal. A common reaction many women have after a breakup is the desire for revenge, to make him see how much he hurt you, to make him regret his choices, or to show him that you are thriving without him. However, true healing and happiness do not come from proving anything to him. They come from proving to yourself that you are capable of living a fulfilling life without him. The best form of revenge is to let go and focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Jessica had been married for 10 years when she discovered that her husband had been unfaithful. The betrayal shattered her world. At first, she was consumed by the desire to make him suffer, to expose his wrongdoing, and to ensure that he felt the same pain she did. But as she sat with her emotions, she realized that directing energy toward him was only keeping her stuck in the past. Instead of wasting time plotting revenge, Jessica turned inward. She made a commitment to herself, to heal, to grow, and to reclaim her happiness. She started a business she had always dreamed of, using her pain as fuel to build something meaningful. She joined a gym, transforming her body and mind through exercise. She surrounded herself with uplifting friends who reminded her of her worth. Slowly, she stopped checking his social media, stopped wondering what he was doing, and instead focused entirely on her own life. By the time her ex realized what he had lost, Jessica had already outgrown him. She no longer needed validation from him. She had become her own source of strength, happiness, and fulfillment. It's easy to think that making him regret his choices will bring satisfaction, but in reality, seeking revenge keeps you emotionally tied to him. When your thoughts and actions revolve around getting back at him, you are still giving him control over your life. You may waste months or even years obsessing over proving a point instead of healing and moving forward. Revenge can also backfire. Trying to make him jealous, spreading rumors, or seeking revenge through new relationships can leave you feeling empty and regretful. True empowerment comes not from hurting him, but from rising above the pain and choosing your happiness over resentment. What you can do to move forward gracefully. 1. Set new personal goals. Redirect your energy towards self-improvement. Whether it's fitness, career, travel, or a new hobby, setting personal goals will shift your focus from the past to the future. Start a new project, write a book, take an art class, or launch a passion project you've been postponing. Fitness can be incredibly empowering. Sign up for a dance class, train for a marathon, or simply commit to a healthier lifestyle. 2. Surround yourself with uplifting people. Being around positive, supportive people is essential for healing. Spend time with friends and family who uplift you rather than those who fuel your anger. Consider joining a support group or therapy sessions where you can share your feelings and receive encouragement. Engage in social activities that bring joy, whether it's traveling, attending concerts, or volunteering. 3. Cut off his access to your life. Social media can be a dangerous trap. Resist the urge to check his profile or post things just to get his attention. Block or unfollow him if needed to avoid unnecessary emotional triggers. Establish firm boundaries. If you must interact due to shared responsibilities like children, keep conversations minimal and professional. 4. Focus on healing, not just moving on. Healing is an internal process that takes time. Allow yourself to grieve, but don't dwell in pain longer than necessary. Journaling can help process emotions and track your growth over time. Meditation, yoga, or therapy can be beneficial in managing emotions and finding peace within. 5, redefine your identity. Sometimes we lose ourselves in relationships. Take this opportunity to rediscover who you are outside of him. Experiment with new styles, travel to places you've never been, and embrace your individuality. Remember that your worth is not defined by his actions, but by how you choose to rebuild and move forward. The real victory is not in making him regret losing you, but in genuinely not caring whether he regrets it or not. When you reach a place where his presence or absence no longer affects your happiness, that is when you have truly won. Moving on without seeking revenge is a testament to your strength, resilience, and self-worth. The best way to heal is to invest in yourself, surround yourself with positivity, and create a life so fulfilling that looking back feels unnecessary. You don't need to prove anything to him. Just prove to yourself that you are capable of joy, success, and love, with or without him. Your best days are ahead of you, not behind you. Choose growth, choose peace, and most importantly, choose yourself. Number 3, why forgiveness is for you, not for him. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. Many believe that forgiving someone means excusing their behavior, reconciling with them, or allowing them back into our lives. However, true forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about you. It is about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment, anger, and pain so that you can move forward with peace and clarity. Forgiveness does not mean condoning harmful actions. It does not mean forgetting what happened or pretending that the hurt did not exist. Instead, it is a personal decision to release the hold that resentment has over your heart and mind. It is about choosing healing over suffering. When you forgive, you are not doing it for the person who hurt you, you are doing it for yourself. Many psychological studies have demonstrated that holding on to anger and resentment can have serious negative consequences for mental and physical health. Increased stress levels. Constantly replaying painful memories or harboring resentment can elevate stress hormones like cortisol. Chronic stress has been linked to anxiety, depression, and even heart disease. Weakened immune system. Studies show that people who struggle with forgiveness often have weaker immune responses, making them more susceptible to illness. Emotional drain. Holding on to anger is emotionally exhausting. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and prevents you from experiencing joy. By choosing forgiveness, you are choosing to protect your own well-being. You are allowing yourself to reclaim your peace and happiness instead of being held hostage by past wounds. Letting go does not mean minimizing the pain that was caused. It means acknowledging it, processing it, and then deciding that it will no longer control your life. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks everywhere you go. The weight slows you down, exhausts you, and makes every step harder. Choosing forgiveness is like setting down that backpack and walking forward unburdened. It doesn't mean the rocks never existed. It means they no longer define your journey. Letting go and forgiving is a process, not an instant decision. Here are some steps to help you work through it. 1. Acknowledge your pain. Ignoring or suppressing your feelings won't make them disappear. Instead, acknowledge your pain honestly. Understand that your feelings are valid and allow yourself to process them fully. 2. Write a letter you never send. One effective exercise is writing a letter to the person who hurt you. Pour out everything you feel: anger, sadness, disappointment. Write exactly what you would say if there were no consequences. Then, instead of sending it, destroy it. Burn it, shred it, or throw it away as a symbolic gesture of letting go. 3. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness helps you stay present and prevents you from dwelling on past pain. Meditation, especially loving kindness meditation, can help you cultivate feelings of peace and compassion. 4. Shift your perspective. Ask yourself, how is holding on to this anger serving me? Often, we hold on to resentment as a form of self-protection, but in reality, it only prolongs our suffering. Consider viewing the situation from a broader perspective. Perhaps the other person was acting from their own wounds and limitations. 5. Set boundaries. Forgiveness does not mean allowing toxic people back into your life. It is perfectly okay to forgive someone while maintaining distance. Setting clear boundaries is an act of self-respect and self-care. 6. Seek professional help if needed. If your pain is deep and difficult to navigate alone, speaking with a therapist can be incredibly beneficial. They can provide tools and guidance to help you work through your emotions in a healthy way. Once you have worked through the process of forgiveness, you may find that you feel lighter, freer, and more at peace. You may also notice a greater sense of inner calm, less emotional reactivity, improved relationships with others, increased self-compassion. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It does not require the other person to apologize, acknowledge their wrongdoing, or even be a part of your life. It is an internal decision that allows you to reclaim your power and move forward with strength and grace. At its core, forgiveness is not about them. It is about you. It is about choosing to heal, to grow, and to live a life unburdened by past pain. It does not mean forgetting, and it does not mean allowing someone back into your life who does not deserve to be there. It means making a conscious decision to release the anger and resentment that no longer serve you. You deserve peace. You deserve happiness. And forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door to both. Number 4, leveling up. Becoming the best version of yourself, life is a continuous journey of growth and self-improvement. Every experience, both good and bad, has the potential to shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Instead of dwelling on the past, use the pain as fuel for growth. This chapter is about embracing the lessons from past experiences, setting new goals, and stepping into the best version of yourself. Ask yourself, to truly level up, self-reflection is key. Take time to ask yourself the following questions. What did I learn from this experience? Reflect on how past challenges have shaped your perspective and resilience. Every setback carries a lesson if you're willing to see it. What kind of life do I want to create for myself now? Visualize your ideal future. What does your best life look like? What habits, routines, and relationships align with that vision? How can I use this lesson to be stronger? Transform pain into purpose. Every hardship you've overcome can serve as a stepping stone toward a better you. Maria was devastated after a painful breakup. At first, she felt lost and unmotivated. But instead of spiraling into self-pity, she decided to channel her emotions into something productive. She began a fitness journey, not to get revenge on her ex, but because she wanted to feel strong and powerful in her own skin. 3 years later, Maria was not only thriving physically, but she had also built a career in health and wellness. She became a certified personal trainer and inspired countless others to take charge of their own lives. Her transformation wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about reclaiming her confidence and stepping into her power. Self-improvement doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can become the best version of yourself. Here are actionable steps to help you on your journey. 1. Try something new. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself to step into unfamiliar territory. Pick up a new hobby, painting, cooking, dancing, etc. Enroll in a class or workshop to develop a skill. Join a new social group or community to meet like-minded individuals. Travel to a new place, even if it's just a nearby town you've never explored before. 2. Take care of your physical and mental health. Your body and mind are the foundation of everything you do. When you invest in your well-being, you unlock greater energy and confidence. Develop a consistent exercise routine, even if it's just walking daily. Eat nourishing foods that make you feel energized. Prioritize sleep to ensure you're well-rested and focused. Meditate or practice mindfulness to cultivate inner peace. 3. Dress up for yourself. The way you present yourself can influence your mood and self-confidence. Instead of dressing to impress others, dress in a way that makes you feel empowered. Wear clothes that make you feel confident and comfortable. Groom yourself with care, not for external validation, but for self-appreciation. Experiment with different styles to find what best represents the person you're becoming. 4. Practice self-love affirmations daily. Your self-talk shapes your reality. Cultivating positive affirmations can help reprogram your mindset for confidence and success. I am worthy of happiness and success. I have the power to create the life I desire. Every day I'm growing into a stronger and wiser version of myself. I release the past and embrace new beginnings. I am enough exactly as I am. 5. Set goals and take action. It's not enough to just dream about the best version of yourself. You need to take intentional steps toward it. Write down your short-term and long-term goals. Break them into smaller, actionable steps. Track your progress and celebrate small wins along the way. Stay committed even when motivation wanes. Discipline will carry you forward. 6. Surround yourself with positivity. The people and environment you immerse yourself in play a crucial role in your personal growth. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and inspire you. Limit exposure to negativity, whether it's toxic people or discouraging content. Seek mentors or role models who embody the qualities you aspire to develop. 7. Embrace challenges as growth opportunities. Obstacles are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. Instead of fearing failure, view challenges as stepping stones towards self-improvement. When faced with setbacks, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Adapt a resilient mindset. Growth often happens in moments of discomfort. Remind yourself that progress is not always linear, but persistence leads to transformation. Becoming the best version of yourself is a lifelong journey. There will be moments of self-doubt and challenges along the way, but every step forward is a victory. Remember, leveling up isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about stepping into your own power, embracing your potential, and living a life that aligns with your values and dreams. You are capable of incredible growth, and the best version of you is waiting to be discovered. Keep pushing forward, keep evolving, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Number 5, the power of closing the door for good. There's a profound strength in knowing when to close a door and never reopening it. Many people struggle with this, especially when emotions and history cloud their judgment. However, understanding why certain relationships should remain in the past is essential for self-respect, personal growth, and emotional well-being. It's a familiar scenario. You move on from a relationship that no longer serves you, but then one day, he returns. He sends a text, calls out of the blue, or suddenly starts liking your social media posts. Why? Because he senses that he has lost access to you. Men often return when they realize they no longer have a claim on you. But here's the truth. The time to value something is when you have it, not after it's gone. If he truly cherished you, he wouldn't have risked losing you in the first place. The question is, will you let him back in? Before you answer, consider this. Does he deserve another chance, or is he simply reacting to the fear of losing you for good? It's important to understand the psychology behind why men return. More often than not, it has little to do with genuine love and more to do with ego, control, or loneliness. When you were available, he took you for granted. Now that you're gone, he's realizing what he lost, but not necessarily because he values you as a person. Sometimes it's about reclaiming what was once his, not because he intends to treat you any better this time around. If he truly valued you, he wouldn't have put you in a position where you had to walk away. Love isn't about realizing someone's worth only after they're gone. True love is about cherishing someone while they're present. People only learn through consequences. If you take him back easily, he won't respect you. He will learn that he can come and go as he pleases because you will always be there. The cycle will repeat. This is why some doors, once closed, should remain locked. Many women who have taken an ex back find themselves in the same painful position later. It may feel good in the short term, but what happens when the same problems resurface? The hurt, the disappointment, the anxiety, all of it comes flooding back. Reopening a door that was meant to stay closed often leads to delayed healing. Just when you start to move on, you're pulled back into old emotions and patterns. Lowered self-worth. If you take back someone who didn't treat you well, you reinforce the idea that you don't deserve better. Repeated mistakes. If he didn't change before, what makes you think he will now? Wasted time. Every moment spent revisiting the past is time stolen from your future happiness. If you choose to go back, you have to ask yourself, are you doing it because you genuinely believe he has changed, or because you fear being alone? The key to closing the door and keeping it closed lies in adopting a new mindset. You are not an option, you are a priority. If someone treated you like an option in the past, they don't deserve a spot in your future. The right person will never make you question your worth. A loving, healthy partner will cherish and respect you from the beginning, not just when they fear losing you. Your peace is more valuable than his presence. The chaos and uncertainty that come with taking him back are not worth sacrificing your mental and emotional well-being. A real man doesn't leave you and expect to return. A partner who truly loves and values you will be consistent. He won't walk away in the first place. Walking away doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you care about yourself more. It means you recognize when someone is incapable of giving you the love, respect, and commitment you deserve. If you're struggling with the decision to close the door, consider these affirmations. I choose myself first. I deserve love that is consistent and real. I will not entertain someone who only values me after I've left. I respect myself enough to let go of what no longer serves me. I am worthy of a love that doesn't need second chances. Closing the door doesn't mean you're bitter or unforgiving. It means you've learned your lesson. It means you refuse to repeat the same mistake. And it means you are finally choosing yourself over someone who once made you feel like you weren't enough. The most powerful move you can make is to close the door and lock it. Because once you do, the right person will find you. The person who will never make you feel like you need to question your worth. The person who will cherish you from the start, not after the fact. The real power isn't in whether he comes back. The real power is in whether you let him in. Choose wisely. If you take one thing away from today's discussion, let it be this. You are enough. You don't need external validation to define your worth. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. Your strength lies in your ability to embrace who you truly are, unapologetically and wholeheartedly. True happiness isn't found in the approval of others. It comes from within. It's the result of honoring your needs, setting boundaries, and making choices that align with your values. Every time you choose yourself, you reinforce your self-worth. Every time you stand firm in your truth, you reclaim your power. Growth and transformation are ongoing journeys. There will be moments of doubt, but remember, the strength you seek is already inside you. Believe in yourself, because you are capable, resilient, and deserving of a fulfilling life. So ladies, what are your thoughts? Have you ever experienced this kind of transformation? How did you find the courage to put yourself first? Drop your stories in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's create a community where we uplift and support each other every single day. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more empowering content from Golden Years Balance. Until next time, stay strong, stay confident, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.